wake up, everybody. It's your girl, Sophie back here on Sophia's Football Talk for a very special show as we are, of course, are previewing tomorrow's big clash. Interesting game. Uh, Ahead of the match of the derby, Man City at the Etihad, who's had not the best season, and the Man United, who's been like all over the place this season with, you know, a new head coach, yada, 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 now facing Man City. Not supposed to be this glammed up, but your girl is going to a Christmas holiday party in about an hour, so just had to make
Mm.
do. So, but I'm joined by my lovely friend Vader from Vader Games TV. How are you, mate? Are you good?
I'm very good now. I mean, I'm underdressed obviously for the show right now. I'm still in my PJs, got my hoodie on, and I'm seeing a very, very beautiful host right now. I wish you have a great party. But thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, it's no problem. I appreciate you take the time off to do this. We were supposed to do it yesterday, but wasn't feeling too well. So I'm happy that Vader was able to join for today because this is indeed going to be an interesting game. So, but before we start, make sure people that you of course like this video very first. Because the more likes we get, the more we're able to push the video out there. YouTube's not really helping with the algorithm, unfortunately. So we need you guys to like the thing. And do subscribe to Vader's channel. His channel is linked in the title of this video, but also in the description box. So yeah, but Vader, let's get into it. First, before we start talk about the game, kind of want to hear your thoughts about like Man City's season so far. What do you make of
Mm.
it?
All
Go
right. All right. You know what? I was really excited when I saw your invite because I was like, we're gonna have a conversation. It's not gonna be the overhanded, blatant disrespect with regards to taking shots at Manchester City or Pep or its
ahead.
players because um, that's actually not your approach. I mean, you can get into the bantering stuff, but it's not usually your approach. So I was really happy to be here and to talk about our season. It's a weird one because there was so much excitement going into it. There's so much excitement with regards to we've got players that have gained experience that were like first year players last season in like Nunez, first to City in a Kovacic and obviously Doku, and looking for that to kind of like springboard and have continued success. And then we also looked at just the returning players. We had a season last year where KDB was injured for a large portion of it. Hamstring and actually had like repair surgery. And then we had Hojlund who was out for like 2 month spell. So many City fans were looking at, you know what? We got everyone healthy. We've got more experience. Let's go for it. Let's go for this unimaginable five, right? Let's actually go after it. And and we realized pretty early that it was gonna be very difficult to do because of again now the injuries with regards to some players. And some other hosts will not want to hear about injuries. They'll be like, "You're Manchester City," or when they this, or if it's any big club, you don't have a right to talk about injuries. Well, yeah, you're kind of right. There's no excuse, but there's also okay. We'll understand the situation when we're saying it's going to be a kind of bleak season or it's going to be a season of inconsistency. Understand why. Now, it's weird because I'm still excited for what we could do. Maybe I'm the overly optimistic fan, or maybe I'm just the fan that takes into account what's going to happen at my club and what may happen at other clubs and kind of put that in perspective. Um, so when I look at the injuries, when I look at where we at are in the standings, funny enough, we're still fourth. And everyone wants to remind me I'm 1 win in 10, right? Everybody wants to remind me that this is the worst form we've ever seen, but I'm still fourth, and I'm fourth with 2 points off top. I'm fourth with 2 points off top. So I just want to see Pep try to get a result out of these players and just the players stepping up. And that's been the most frustrating part because we've seen players show spells of being in form and being on. And then we've seen players just have those moments of complete disaster, running through our midfield, not properly designating who's going to cover who or how to transition in defense, and we've given up some poor late goals. And as well, what's making me most nervous about this game, Sophia, is we've given up way too many early goals. Like,
Good point.
Dominating possession, maybe being a little too careful with the final pass in the final third to get the shot off, losing that possession, and then a moment of play, the opposition scores on us because they're V1 or they're 3v2 and they get a very good opportunity. That's what makes me the most nervous about this derby. Well, first off, you as a person, absolutely amazing. We talk often. As a club, I hate you guys. I don't want any type of result happening that is not a win at the Etihad this weekend.
It's only a win.
It has to be a win. That's the only thing that's gonna be calming. That's the only thing that's gonna be like, we know the players can play up to the moment, because if you can't play up for a derby, if you can't get a result against this Manchester United, it's gonna be a long
day.
season.
Exactly.
Long day.
But like, yeah.
Long
no,
day.
I agree with you.
Long season, and I think there's gonna be obviously a lot of storylines, a lot of like observations that are taking place, because you're in a different spot. I now have a manager that's been here for a substantial amount of time. I also have a manager that's won a lot, so there's a portion of some calmness, but then you have a new in his appointment in Amorim. You have a fan base that obviously, clearly, you were one of them, wanted Ten Hag out of here. Like, listen, you're not up for it, get out. Anyone would be better than you. And obviously, when Ruud had the little interim, he was showing to be better, and now you got Amorim. I think when we look at when City have been at their best, even peak powers, treble season, Ollie would still, like, you still get results from us.
Agreed.
Right? A better City still suffered poor results, but still suffered drop points to United. And many would argue, I don't know if you agree, but this is a better United than a previous season in terms of how you strengthen. Maybe they're not Amorim's players, but you've had some additions. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so it's not resting on some hope, but I'm looking at, we're at home. It's a derby. Of all players that love playing against you guys, we got Bernardo, we got KDB, we got Foden, and Hojlund. Those four love playing against you guys, and that's what I'm going to be leaning on. I'm going to be leaning on that type of energy, that type of perspective, with regards to not wanting to get embarrassed with dropping points to this United that are currently 13th or 12th. That's it. So I'm stressed. I wish it was. And let me. I know I'm rambling on a little bit, but let me say this: a big reason why I'm stressed is defensively, because
you've been suspect.
We've been suspect, absolutely. Okay, don't get me wrong, we've been suspect. But when we've been healthy, the rare moments when we were healthy and we were able to field Ake, Akanji, Gavardio, and Diaz, clean sheet versus Forest. And Forest are no joke. Like, ask all of your Liverpool fans. They know Forest are no joke.
We lost to them last weekend, so yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to take a shot at Liverpool. That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah.
But they are a tough team, and them coming to the Etihad and us getting a clean sheet versus them said a lot. Now, immediately after that, Akanji's hurt, Ake's hurt, and going into this United game, I'm probably going to have to field Kyle Walker, which many of the fan base have turned on him. I think how they've turned on him is actually disrespectful. For as many hero moments as he's provided, okay, he's down bad right now, but the way they're speaking about him is horrible. But I'm probably gonna have to play a Kyle Walker. I'm gonna have to play a Ruben Diaz, which I'm actually very happy for because he commands the back line. He doesn't
Mhm.
let a head or shoulder drop. He also makes everyone accountable, and he will say, I'm dropping back, or you move up. He's the instructor. I need him, and he'll be available. And then here's where Pep's gotta probably show some trust or do something unorthodox. So if he shows some trust, it's going to be in Pusey, who's an academy player, great promise, but he's young. This is the derby. It's going to be intense. He could play him centrally because
Mhm.
we're low on bodies, and then he'll put Guardiola out at left back, who's played very well. Funny enough, though, he came to the club as a center back, left center back. Pep's been playing him at left back, left wing back, like sometimes left forward. But we're gonna have to, I think, make that type of shift. Or I don't know. I don't know whether he moves someone else to play in that back line. But that's my gut telling me. So we're already a little questionable defensively.
Yes.
Where I hate you, not you, but your club, where I hate you
Yeah.
guys is the amount of pace and power you actually have, the amount of physicality that you now have in that midfield. So
Mhm.
as much as I take shots at Bruno will run through to try and deliver a pass, or run and be as close to the 9 as possible at times. We'll also see that you've got Mainu. You're going to have, as old as he may be, Casemiro also gives me worries because that physicality in the midfield, going into those 50-50s, going into those tackles, I've seen too many of my players right now shy away from that. I'm playing a midfield that, quote unquote, my holding 6 is Gunnigan. And the quality, absolute quality and class that he is, he doesn't have that physicality, definitely doesn't have that pace. So the transition in the midfield is where I am most worried. Where I have most joy, where I'm going to be like sitting on the edge of my seat if I'm not pacing and standing and up close to the TV, is I'm going to have the most joy in attack. In attack is where I'm like, all right, let's actually question this United team. Let's see how resolute they're going to be defensively. Let's see how many they're probably going to commit to defend, or who's going to be where with regards to trying to keep Hojlund quiet or try to
Mhm.
prevent or intercept passes. So I'm gonna be most optimistic in attack, rightfully so. I'm gonna be very, very worried if I see a lot of commitment forward and you guys have possession and you're gonna run and counter us. And then I'm also gonna be very worried with regards to the potential balls over top or running down on us with an aggressive Diallo or Rashford, or even a subbed on Garnacho or even Hojlund. If Hojlund's got his shooting boots on based off of what he did in the Europa,
Mhm.
yeah, it's gonna be a tense game. It's gonna be an absolutely tense game.
I think so too. No, yeah, I think you said all of it right. I would like to also hear like your thoughts. I mean, obviously, you have over your face like an Amorim where, let's just say, he had fun with that sporting team. But of course,
Yeah.
these are different players. What do you think about the Amorim appointment to now become the Man United head coach? Do you think it's positive for Man United, or like what? As a rival,
Yeah.
what do you think?
As a rival, it's a good appointment. And
Hmm.
honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest. Sometimes, like, if you catch me on the American Waffle, those guys think that I'm gaslighting when I speak on United or I speak on the situation. But I remember all the positives also with regards to Eric Ten Hag. Like as
Hmm.
a manager coming in, what he was able to do previous, he deserved that respect. He deserved that optimism. Um, and I think it's the same thing with regards to Amarin. I think what he brings to the table as a manager, deservingly so. It's just as I step back and I kind of look and I'm being consistent with how I've observed United, right? It's about the fan base, to be completely honest with you. It's about the patience with regards to whether he'll get time to cook, whether he'll get time to kind of make some errors,
True.
whether he can maybe make the same mistake 2 or 3 times before getting it right. Like a manager has a philosophy. A manager has a certain approach, and sometimes, which wrongfully gets labeled, oh, this manager's stubborn, this manager's too hard-headed. Well, there's sometimes a point where you have to push it as far as you can go and realize it's not going to work. Either because the players I currently have can't do it, or the skill set doesn't work out, or the nature of the league won't allow this to happen. The physicality, or maybe the pace, or maybe the schedule, it doesn't allow for what he may want to implement. But I said this, and I got a little harshly. It was a little harshly responded to, but I was saying, United fans, be patient. Like the we are united, we should never be touching 12th, 13th, or whatever. Somewhat, yes, but show and kind of like go back to the history and show some patience, even with regards to your greatest manager ever. I know it's different times. I know maybe resume wise, he deserved to be given a lot more patience, but see what it turned out to. Because I think early within his career, there was get Sir Alex, or he wasn't Sir Alex there yet, but get Alex Ferguson out. Many were saying that, but look at what he was able to do. So if United fans can be patient with Amorim, because his approach to the game and what he wants to do with the players is completely different from Erik ten Hag. How he wants to set you guys up with the wing backs, like it's completely different, and that is going to require some tough lessons. Some like we're suffering a poor result, we're suffering a loss, when as a name versus club, you guys should be better. But Amorim is a quality manager. That's the reason why he was shortlisted on so many other clubs, right? I know he was shortlisted with regards to Manchester City. Obviously, Liverpool had him high on the list as well. Amorim deserves the time. I like the challenge that he's put in front of the players, because I'm a firm believer. Like, you play for the match. You don't down tools. This player empowerment, which has been a culture thing at United, in terms of 4 or 5 of us players don't like this guy, we're down tooling, he's out the door. That is where I'm like, that needs to change. This manager needs to be able to vet. He needs to be able to purge. He needs to be able to filter out the players that are like, you know what? I'm not playing for you. I'm not playing for the club. Get those guys out. Let Amorim design this, or let Amorim and the staff, the execs, design what United will have to be for the next 3-4 years. And whether you guys can be patient for it is the other story, though.
That's the thing. You said it well again, Vader. You know, we have to wait and see if is this fan base ready to basically have some bumpy moments, a bumpy ride, a bumpy journey with this manager. He might not be the guy to get the trophies, but can he get us closer to it? Can he at least change things up from, being in this toxic?
Yeah, change the culture, change the group of players. Funny enough, and I'm not accusing you of this, Sofia, but there's a large portion of United fans that don't have thick skin. Like, they can't deal with the banter of, worst in your Prem era, or broken records from a negative standpoint. They can't deal, and they turn on, get this manager out of here, get him out. And I get it, Erik ten Hag was not the right guy. But if it so happens that some never done before, never lost a said club, or never surrendered, look at me, first UCL club to have surrendered 3 goals after being 3 goals up in the 75th minute, like things like that. Like, when those hit your club, I've seen thin-skinned United fans being like, get him out of here, like, get him out. Like, they're trying to tell me that, based off of 1 in 10, obviously the poor form, that I need to be telling Pep to get out of here. No, I'm going to be showing patience with regards to Pep. He deserves it. He's earned it. Even though these are record-breaking, never seen before, no club, no great manager has ever been 5 losses on the bounce. Okay, but he's going to get that leniency. He's going to get that tolerance, because no manager's given me 4, has given anyone 4 in a row. So that's what I got. That's what I got to deal with over here. Yes, okay. Sorry, in the chat. Yes, other clubs, other leagues, there have been more than 4 in a row. I get that, but with regards to the Prem, never seen before. So
Good point. There are some questions here, and Bart. By the way, Bart, you don't do banter. You do. When I timed you out, it's for dumb foolery. Okay, we do banter over here, but sometimes you take it a bit like, no, this ain't banter. But pick up though, Bart. There is some questions from Bart. This one. To you, Vader. Do you see Pep seeing out the duration of his new deal? Uh, I feel that he's
ooh,
exhausted and needs a break. Thoughts?
yeah, yeah. So funny enough, and if there's Liverpool fans in the chat, apologies for this. I don't see any signs of Pep being tired. I don't see any signs of him being like, you know what, I've done enough in this sport, because he, in many post-game, pre-game conferences, he speaks about the challenge. Like he speaks about actually trying to perfect football. Like that's kind of like how he's wired. And and he tries, and the reason why there's some burnout, the reason why some players don't necessarily want to play for City or play for Pep is because he is going to demand the best out of you. He's going to be like, Sofia, okay, you were on, you had this amount of engagements last show, you had this amount of comments, your ability to like respond was, here's the timing of it, let's do it again. And you're like,
Mm,
I just had my best show, I need a break. No, let's do it again. Like he's that type of, and he's going to demand that of the players. So when he sees them playing like this, when he's on the sidelines and he's like frustrated and he's like drinking water or he's pacing or he's, some rivals want to talk about how he's self-harming. It's
that
because,
was.
yeah, again, everyone deals with stress differently. People bite their nails. People scratch their forearms. People tap their feet. He experienced 5 losses on the bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Never in his
In his
managerial career has
career.
he dealt
Yeah.
with it. So how
Mm-hmm.
he was dealing, that's another story. But I don't see any signs of him being tired. I think many rumored and many thought that he was only going to sign a 1+1 because, he's only going to sign a 1 because it shows it's good face. Like it shows that he's still there for City, but he kind of has his out if he wants to. If the
Mm-hmm.
115 hit, he's got his way to kind of exit out. You know what he did? All those rumors, all those speculations, he said, I'm here for 2 years. Not a 1+1, I'm here for 2. And I think it's because he wants to leave the club at a level on where he has had the club, right? So obviously he took
Mm-hmm.
us to a next level, but it's not going to be, no disrespect, it's not going to be Arsene Wenger. It's not going to be a Sir Alex where he's going to leave the club where they can't maintain it. So this 2
Mm-hmm.
years is for him to bring in the fresh blood, the fresh legs that we clearly see we need. We've got such a long list of 29, 30 plus year old players. I think he's going to bring in that rejuvenation within the 2-year span and leave us with a major trophy and leave us with that experience to maybe continue on. But he does not need a break. He's clearly not without ideas, because if you really look at it, he's been playing around with many different 11s, many different starting 11s, many different instructions. He's trying to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of ego involved as well, right? There's a lot of ego with what's happening with, his coaching tree, which doesn't get spoken about enough. And I'm going to make sure that I kind of prop that up a lot more on my channel. But his coaching tree with Maresca, with Arteta, right? Like those guys are currently ahead of him, right? Currently in the league, you've got those 2 coaching tree apprentices, Padawans, that have now challenged the Jedi Master. And I don't think he's going to be like, yeah, I'm gonna leave here on a loss. He's a serial winner for a reason, and I think he's going to see out the 2 years for sure.
Okay. I hear it. For the last few remaining minutes of this stream,
Hmm.
How do you think Pep will set up? I mean, obviously, you have a couple of absences in terms of suspension for Rico Lewis and injuries. So,
Yeah,
what
that's
do
a
you
terrible
Pep will do?
absence, by the way. The Rico Lewis
Yeah,
absence is
yeah,
actually horrible. Made a
absolutely.
perfectly good tackle, wrongfully labeled as a yellow, and obviously suffered 2 yellows and received a
Yeah,
red, which isn't
that's good.
reviewable.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but how I see him set up, that's like that's the toughest question to ask with regards to Pep.
Yeah.
Um, so because you guys have been playing with wingbacks, because you spread this pitch and you do have the pace, I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be wary of that. And you have pace on the left and right, but I think he plays Walker 100%. That back line that I mentioned before, I think he's gonna play Walker, but he's gonna have Diaz closer to him. So Diaz will play right center back. I think he put Pusey at left center back, and then he
Hmm.
puts Guardiola at left back. And the challenge now is going to be who within the midfield is going to help with that width, because you're going to be playing in attack. You're going to have a lot of commitment, and you're essentially going to have, I would assume Diallo. Um, who's playing your left wing back?
It could potentially be like a Malaysia, maybe, or it could
Yeah,
be.
yeah. So
Okay,
you got
that's what I'm trying to
Malacia,
think
you
of.
got
Mhm.
Diallo. You're going to have Rashford all up
I
front.
don't know
I
if
don't.
Rashford starts. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if he
Ooh,
starts.
okay.
I don't think he
Rashford
starts.
plays big against us. He
Yeah,
plays big
true.
against us, so I wouldn't be mad if he wasn't starting. But that means I'm
Hmm.
probably dealing with the. But then again, you had Zirkzee start in in your Europa, right?
Probably. Yeah.
So hmm,
I don't think
my
Xerxes
my
starts. I
back
think
four
Hayden
would be
starts.
that.
But go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gavardio,
Hmm.
Pusey, Diaz, Walker. Midfield, I saw Kovacic on the bench last game, so I think we go Kova. We drop Gundogan. We go maybe we go Kova
It's
Foden,
difficult. Yeah.
Koda, Kova Foden,
Hmm.
KDB, Bernardo outright, Holland centrally, and we go Doku to start. That's how I would want to set up. I'd want to keep you a little honest defensively with a Doku. I can't I can't go Grealish and Bernardo out on the wing. Defensively, you guys wouldn't feel threatened about that. You'd understand that it's more possession, more control. But I'd like the occasional ball over top, that diagonal pass, KDB looking for him and getting Doku on the run type thing. So I'd
Hmm.
like some pace. And if it doesn't happen to be Doku, if he happens to go Grealish at left wing, then I'm going to bring Bernardo as a sub, and I'm going to start Savinho. But I need some type of tricky attacking wing play to keep you guys honest.
Okay.
But man, who knows what Pep does on Sunday? Who
Yeah.
knows?
Who knows? Same with us. Like, I'm not sure. I think the thing is, though, for the Europa League game, you had like unused, or we had unused subs, such as Yor didn't play, Casemiro didn't play. So I'm thinking they might probably start now to
Yeah,
be back three
yeah,
with Euro, Delict,
yeah.
Licha. But then again, Mazraoui could also be in the back three. But I kind of want to see more so like maybe
The
left wing
physicality,
back potentially. Yeah.
Sofia, the physicality I think it's gonna be on display from United. I think
Mm.
I think Amorim should know that he's got some players that can actually lay it on some city players, as technical as we like to be.
Yep.
Um, yeah.
It's key.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna you know what? I'm not ready for this game just yet.
I think it's gonna be. I mean, for the neutral, it might be a good one. You never know.
The neutrals going to love this game. This is going to be the most entertaining game on the weekend, Sophia. I'm telling you, the most entertaining game. It's going to be up and down. Maybe the overall quality might not be like top notch, but it's going to be back and forth. It's going to be aggressive. And there's also going to be that battle you're going to want to see defensively with Hojlund. You're going to want to see the battle in the midfield with the quality that you have. And then it could be interesting to see how our keepers do, right? Is Onana going to be dialed in? Is going to be like fully alert? Am I going to get my defense? Am I going to get a Walker that's fully on board and not switched off, right? So game wise is going to be great. I think the neutrals are going to love it. I think everyone and their mama are going to be United fans on Sunday. Everybody.
Will they?
Everybody. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All
glammed up with that side eye. Don't do that, Sophia. Listen, everybody is going to be up for United winning this. The downfall that's been happening over at City, the comical relief that everyone's having, they're enjoying it. They want more of it.
Okay, so before we go into the score prediction, let's just say, hypothetically, let's say we win. Let's say Man United win. Do you think that is then done for Man City's title race, or do you think, okay, we'll still bounce back some way somehow?
So I haven't been paying attention to any games today, or obviously for Arsenal, for Chelsea, for Liverpool.
Because they're playing right now so far. Oh, damn. Fulham are up 1-0 against Liverpool.
Ooh, okay. All right. So it all depends.
They'll probably come back.
Drop points. Yeah, they're going to come back. Drop points changes a lot. If there's drop points from either Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, hey, why not? Why not? I'm still in it. After an unfortunate loss to United. Yeah.
Interesting.
But I think it's going to be devastating though. Like losses, I'm sure you feel it. Losses to us, losses to you. It just
it sucks.
It lingers.
Yes,
like
does.
the residual effect of yeah. So I don't know if a loss kind of like says, you know what, guys, we're not up for it, or if a loss is being like, how did we suffer this loss to them? Let's now go on a run. I don't know what it mean, but in terms of title race, and I say this often, until it's mathematically impossible, until I see a amazing form from a Liverpool that are currently leading the league, and who knows what this pressure is going to be like. Who knows how Slot deals with this pressure, right? Now, like when the expectation is you must win this league, like how he deals with it, how he has rotation, what he does in the Champions League, what he does in the FA Cup. We'll have to see. So I hate the thought of thinking, or even you posing that question about what if we lose. I got to erase that from my mind. But until we're mathematically out, I still have to back Manchester City. Still got to do it.
Okay. So, in conclusion, what is your score prediction?
Unfortunately, I'm not able to keep a clean sheet, Sophia. Like I can't seem to keep a clean sheet, even though I did it versus Forest. But again, I had my best defenders at that time. I think this lineup, we're looking at a 2-1 or a 3-2 type game. I think if there's goals, it's going to happen. I honestly feel if you guys score first, it might be the best challenge for the fan base and these players, because the fans better make some noise. If we're down a goal early, the fans better be cheering us on, and I think it'll be very telling on whether we're going to do anything this season, because fan belief is a real thing. And then if we go down, let's see how Pep has us try and break you guys down. But yeah, there's going to be goals. I the more I think about it, I think it's going to be a 3-2.
To who?
To Manchester City at the Etihad. Yeah.
That can happen.
I got to ask you. What do you? Don't act like you're not about to answer the same question.
No.
Just because you're all glammed up, I still got to give you the tough questions, Sophia. What's your score prediction?
There's something that tells me we're leaving the Etihad with something. And that's something, Vader.
Yeah.
I think it's 2-1 Man United.
2-1 Man United. All right. Okay. I'm not upset with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta ask you, based off of you obviously watch every minute of Manchester United, who's giving you those 2 goals?
Hojlund and I think Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at with 2 assists.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where can I find you after the game?
I mean, I will be here on the channel straight after.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'll have my notifications on. I will be. I will, or I'll shoot you over. I'll shoot you over a WhatsApp. I'll ask for an invite. We'll have the combo.
Oh yeah, if you want to, I'll
Yeah,
send you
brief
the link
popping.
later. Yeah.
All right.
We'll take it
Brief
from there.
popping. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
This has been a great show, Vader. Thank you again for joining.
Always.
Great preview. Where can the people find you, Vader?
Listen, guys and girls, please. YouTube, real simple. Type in Vader Games TV. You don't even have to space it. Just type in Vader Games TV. See my channel pop up. I'm looking to get to that 1K mark. So any sub, incredibly helpful. And check out my last video where my last video was a little triggering because many were telling me, Vader, why aren't you talking about the Manchester Derby? I'm like, guys, it's Friday. I can talk about the Derby on Saturday. Sure. The news just came out with regards to our financial reports. I took great pride in what City had to post, so I spoke about that. But go check it out on why I'm also very calm with this being a down year, but I see us stepping back up in the upcoming year. So
there you have it, people. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. I have his handle linked in the title and, of course, in the description. So make sure, let's help my brother Vader get to 1K subscribers. He deserves it. So let's make it happen. Guys, I will be back already tomorrow straight after the game, just so you know. Make sure you check out my newest FPL video that I posted yesterday. And there's that. So hope you all have a great day. Go ahead.
Also, hit the like button. Get these likes up. And again, in the comments, there should be a comment about this presentation that Sofia presented today. I know she's on her way to a holiday party, but in the chat, show some love. Great show.
Thank you. You heard him. Make sure you do it. Guys, we are out. Peace out. Manchester is red. Let's go. Bye-bye.